Mrgrrr is up early today, ready to do good deeds. And I've noticed what's in the box. I'm down to my last sticker. From U Printing. I'm very pleased with the stickers that I got from U Printing. I made a lot of people smile with them. I'm sure I made a lot of people cringe with them. And more importantly than that is I made a lot of people think with them. And that's good. Now, if anybody peers in real close and looks at the bottom of the sticker, they can see that little bald face with the grimace. Mrgrrr puts the grr in grimace. Visit angryman.com. Well, you have to look really close to discern that message. What does that say? What does that say? And no one, I would say, probably looked really close at that because my little niece, Maddie Magpie, said it best when I showed her my logo. She was, yeah, and that was by design. Now, I used to have a big sign. Where's my big sign? I had a big sign here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Is it here? Yeah. I used to have one of these up at Washington Park. My park. The place where I married my wife. And, well, if you notice now, kindness has no limits. There's no angry man face. There's the word ink. Because one of the things that my wife and I plan to do once things get snowballing for us is to have an organization. I don't know if that's going to be a nonprofit. I don't want anybody's money. I don't want anybody's donations. If $100,000 somehow came out of the sky into my lap from a GoFundMe page, for example, well, I'd buy a crap ton of snowballs. I'd buy a crap ton of jump ropes to give to kids. Yeah, that's one of the big regrets that I have this summer is I didn't get to go spend a lot of time at Washington Park jumping rope and giving jump ropes to kids because I think that if kids exercise their bodies and their minds and their hearts, they'll be more healthy and more happy and be less likely to do horrible things. I was out with my mom doing some groceries, and we were talking about the governor of Wisconsin and how he's hanging it up and he's not running again. My mom just loves Governor Tony Evers. And she also told me that the park, that is kind of like my Camelot. She read somewhere, and you can't believe everything that you read, but I'm going to hopefully talk to the law enforcement officers of Neenah, Wisconsin soon to get to the truth of the matter, is that there was a child with a handgun at Washington Park in Neenah. And that does not do my heart good. I would much rather the child at Washington Park have a jump rope from Mrgrrr. So I'm going to have to make a point to, this thing is heavy. This is about 40 pounds of jump ropes. I bought a lot of jump ropes. I like jumping rope. And then when the brave kids come over to talk to me, I always make sure to reward that courage with a jump rope if it's okay with their parents. So you know what? Maybe Mrgrrr will go jump a little rope today. But what Mrgrrr needs to do is decide, well, what am I going to do with my last sticker? It's got to be important. I'm thinking about maybe putting it on this box. Mrgrrr is a cousin. Mrgrrr was established in 1972. Yesterday was Patriot Day. Yesterday was the day that I was terminated by the state of Wisconsin, 9/11. Maybe today's a good day for a celebration of that fact. I've put a lot of kindness has no limit stickers on this table, this octagon. And none of them ever stuck. They just didn't stick well to this table. I don't know if it's the moisture on it, if it's the elements, if it's the finish of the table itself. I just went in and talked to the good administrator of St. Paul's Lutheran Church because she sent me an email and called me on the carpet about writing a poem in front of the door of the church. There are people that have a problem with that take umbrage with that because they don't want dirt and dust in their beautiful, beautiful church. And just, I say to that, if there was a farmer working in the field and his feet were all covered in dirt and he walked into the church after plowing the fields, it should be a blessing to have him there. So I gave away my last sticker. There's a young lady with a red backpack, homeless, sitting outside of this church. And I'm not going to say her name, but I did mention her name once on a video a long time ago. And I had a feeling that someday I would meet her, and that day is today. I told her I heard that there was a poem written outside of this church, which is true. And she told me that she used to be a poet as well. So she asked me if I had a lighter, a cigarette lighter, because she smokes cigarettes. And I said, no, I don't. But I know someone that smokes inside the church, so I'll go in and ask if I can borrow theirs. And I went in and I talked to the administrator of the church, who was a smoker. And they did lend me their lighter. And I went outside and lent that light to this young lady, and she lit up her cigarette. And I took it back, and I asked the church administrator if she was busy, if she had time for a story. This story. And she's like, no, I'm too busy. I'm swamped. Okay. Mrgrrr is never too busy to listen to someone. So I gave that young lady, who's kind of on the run, my last sticker, told her where she can find me every week, asked her if she needs anything. And I hope I see her again. And the last thing that I told her is I hope that she writes another poem. I got a feeling she's gonna. And if I'm lucky, if I'm blessed, she might share it with me. If she does, then I'm gonna ask, hey, do you mind if I share it with the world?